All right, we're live, so I'll give it 3 seconds. Hey guys, it's John Ng here. Good morning, good Monday morning. Happy summer. First day of the week for most people, but for many of us out there, it's when you run your own small business, it's we work every day. I've got here this beautiful lady here, Julie Devon Parker. She is a buyer's advocate. Actually, she runs her own business as well called Home Buyers Base. Now, what I'm trying to do here, obviously, it's every fortnight or so going forward, I'll try and do a video with Julie and her team as much as we can, and talk about the latest trends and in lending, in selling, in buying as well. Julie, you want to say hi?
Hello. Good morning, Melbourne and beyond.
Now, Julie's obviously, she has had a business for a while now, and one of the members of her team, Anna, and I have really got along. She's actually just behind camera here, but she's very shy, and she doesn't want to be in camera. If I flip this camera around, she would absolutely lose her marbles, and she'll kill me, so I'm not going to do that. But we got along really well, and I got introduced to Julie, obviously, and I thought, you know what, let's do a video together. Let's talk about, let's help people out there who don't know anything about buying or selling, or even if they know a professional can put them in a better spot, a better place, if not now, in the months to come. So, Julie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about Home Buyers Base, and what do you guys do, and what's a buyer's advocate?
Okay. Buyers Home Base started 5 years ago, so we, I guess it came out of my passion for helping first home buyers originally. We don't just work for first home buyers, we work for any buyer, investors, developers. If it's your fifth home, that's okay. But the company was originally formed for first home buyers that were struggling in the marketplace to actually know what to do. Like you get your loan, and that's exciting, and you go out in the marketplace, and then you start looking for things, and very quickly usually you find that there's a lot more to it than you realized. And so the company was started with a commitment to save home buyers time and heartache and money. Not always in that order.
No. And how long have you had the business for? How many are there in your team?
There is 7 of us, 7 advocates. We stretch across Melbourne and beyond, into country and rural areas also, but basically Victoria is where we work now. And
does that include you, the 7? Or?
I am one of the 7. Yeah, and it's a mix of people all over. The name Buyers Home Base is meaning that all of the advocates, we all work from home. And what that does is cuts overhead, which means it cuts the cost that you would have to pay. And that was always the intention. So all of the advocates work from their home base.
So if we wanted to see you, Julie, or Anna, behind the camera, we haven't got an office to report to.
That's right.
We'll say, let's catch up at a cafe, and that would be the meeting point.
Yeah, or in your own home.
Yeah.
Buyers advocates, or at least our team, do not work 9 to 5. A lot of people apologize because we might be seeing them in their home at 7 o'clock that night, and that's kind of normal.
That's normal for me as well.
And it's also, if you have children, and you can't really have a business meeting with the kids crying and bathing them and trying to put them to bed. We'll come at a time that suits you after the kids have gone to bed. Or, we've met people before work, in their office, in cafes. Really, it's at a time and a place that suits you, and it's a 1-hour free consultation. And half of the meeting is us explaining all of our services and what we do, and the other half is finding out about your criteria, your goals, what it is you want to achieve with the purchase. And as that conversation is progressing, we always get a really good idea of what it is you're going to be looking for, and also where. And I know myself, and I'm sure it's the same for Anna, or any of the advocates, it's like as you're in that consultation, all of a sudden your mind's ticking over areas and going, I know where they're going to buy.
Now, Julie, tell us a little bit more about the team that works for you. So, do you guys operate exclusively, and are you guys licensed? No, tell us a little bit about this kind of stuff. These are some of the questions that the regular Joe Blows off the street will actually ask, because they don't actually know what you guys do.
Yeah.
I've been asked that before, and I mean, I can tell them that, but I thought probably better coming from the horse's mouth.
Sure, I'm a horse.
Why the long face?
Sure. So I hold the full license. So if that means what that means in layman's terms, if I changed my mind and I said I want to have Julie Barker real estate office opening up, I could do that. I don't want to do that, but I hold the full license, so that means I'm accountable for anything that goes on within the business. And all of the other advocates have, pardon me, what's called a rep's license, which means they can go out and sell real estate. So they've all done that, and some of them also hold a full license, but they're working under our license as buyers home base.
Okay.
So in short, the buck stops here. So I oversee everything, but everybody is qualified to be a real estate agent, and I think that's a really important point, because there are advocates out there that haven't worked in the field and don't have the qualifications. And my opinion is, if you haven't worked in real estate and understand how the game's played, so to say, how could anybody possibly advise you if they haven't done it? Because they basically just be just like you.
Yeah, it's right.
Pretending that they know a bit more.
Just because you've got a license, you spend 3 months or 6 months studying, doesn't mean you've got. Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So all of us, and we work collaboratively. So we have team meetings, and we share ideas. We share what we think is going on in the marketplace, and where we all hear of off the market opportunities all over Melbourne, and we pass them on. So if they're a really good one, and it comes to me and there's a really good off the market opportunity in Preston, but I don't have a buyer that's looking in Preston, I send that out to the rest of the team, and they do the same. So we hear about a lot. We hear about a lot going on out there.
So tell us tell us a little bit more about what the benefits of using a buyer's agent from Home Buyer Space, and what kind of buyers would benefit from your team's expertise?
Well, okay, good question, because it's many parts in that. First of all, I'll go back to the company promise, and Buyers Home Base promise is to save you time, heartache, and money. So the time, if you've just gotten your loan, you've probably been starting to look on realestate.com or domain.com, at least to some degree, but you maybe have not been out actually inspecting homes. And so the time is to actually have you quickly into a pocket or into a suburb or into an area that you can actually buy in, versus one you might wish you could buy in. The prices are changing rapidly right now, in reverse of how they were a couple years ago. So where 2 years ago, you might say that you want to be in a suburb, and we talk to you, and we can hear that you're not going to actually be able to afford that suburb. You might have to go out a suburb or 2 or 3. Now it's almost starting to be the reverse, whereas you might think you can be in this suburb, but we might know of some sales that are happening, some off-the-market sales that are in a better location that we can get you into. So either way, and that's going to save you time from looking around. And the heartache is when you're falling in love with properties and you miss out on them, or you don't understand the intricacies of the negotiation and the timing. Timing is everything in real estate, and you might have a property that the agents say, I'll give you a real example. They say it's going to auction. You like that? Yeah. It's going to auction, and they're not accepting prior offers, no matter what. We know how to get around that, because legally, if an agent is handed a contract of sale, they must submit it to the owner. They must submit it to the vendor. So a couple rules to remember: never ever give a verbal offer. Never ever send in an email offer. They don't mean anything. They're not legally binding. And so what we do is we give a legally binding offer sometimes prior to auction. Not as much again in this market. It just depends. It really depends. There is one that's, I can't name the property right now.
No,
but
don't.
It's definitely underquoted. The agents definitely said it has to go to auction. We're going to put in an offer on Wednesday. Wednesday is 3 clear business days before the auction, which means it's in auction rules. So it will be unconditional, and my buyer's happy with that. So knowing how to move and move around in that kind of situation is what we offer you, because probably most people hopefully watching this don't know how to do that. So it's the skill of the negotiation. So that's the saving them heartache, and then saving money. That's in the negotiation also.
Quick one as well there. So obviously you haven't got members of the team who are, who specialize in every area. So what kind of quality should the buyers look out for in a particular buyer's advocate?
What kind of what?
What kind of qualities?
Qualities?
Yeah. I mean, apart from being friendly, and it obviously helps if you've got a real estate background as well, like yourself. But
yes. I think that it's all of those things are what to look for. Definitely, if this is somebody you're going to be trusting with your money, a lot of your money. So you really, really want to make sure that I guess that you have a connection, or you feel like you can trust them, and that's immeasurable. But the one measurable thing to do is to find out their fee structure. And the fee structure is, I created this to be different. We were the first low flat buyer's advocacy in Australia. And when I was thinking about creating the company, and I started doing research on buyer's advocates and what the competition would be, I've been speaking to many buyer's advocates over the years as a real estate agent, ringing up and saying, "What properties do you have, Julie?" But I had not ever really looked at what they charged. And when I
what do they charge anyway?
The average, still in Melbourne, is 2% of the purchase price of the home.
So it's similar to what a real estate agent charges, anywhere between 1.9 to 2.2%?
Yeah, and that right there, John, that's how people, they just go, "Oh, well, that sounds a bit fair," But if you look a little bit deeper than that, if I'm working for you and you're my buyer, and I'm charging you 2% of the purchase price of the home, that means the more you spend, the more I make.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a direct conflict of interest. Like, I actually can't even believe it's legal. Can I say that?
Yes, you can. It's live. It's anything you say here now. It's monitored and recorded. It just didn't sit right with me. Yep.
So that was one of the fundamental differences of Buyers Home Base, that we've set it up to be affordable and transparent for every single buyer. So if you're a first home buyer and your budget is, you can buy something for $500,000, I don't think it's fair for you to have to pay $10,000 for our service. 2% would be that. So if you're $500,000, our service is $3,000 flat fee.
Did you hear that, audiences?
3, not 10.
So that's 0.7%, something like that.
Yeah. So that's probably that's a major, not probably. That is a major point of difference, and our commitment is to be affordable for everyone. Now, that's for first home buyers. Investors, I bid at auction for $4.2 million.
Wow.
You can work out the 2% on that.
I'm not.
And some might sound crazy.
Yeah.
But we charged $6,000 for that service.
Money back in your pocket.
Because whether I'm bidding for a $4.2 million property or $420,000 property, the work is the same.
The
work is the same.
That's the truth.
It's no different.
That's correct.
It's just not fair. In my view, in Buyers Home Base's view, it is not fair to do it any other way. So we do exactly the same job, we do exactly the same research, we have exactly the same search engines. Everything's the same except for the fee.
So if you're out there right now and you're watching this, probably not now, but during the Christmas break in the next few weeks, or possibly even the first few weeks of January, and you're thinking, I've got some money, I've got a loan, I've got a pre-approval actually, I've got it from John, and I'm just thinking, I know where I want to buy, but I haven't got the bloody time. So, but I'm hearing everyone telling me buyer's advocates out there, they cost an arm and a leg, and I just can't afford one. I'm time poor. So, hey, you've got a solution right here. Here's Julie and I, and obviously Anna behind the camera, trying to work together to try and put something meaningful to viewers out there, and obviously we're going to try and grow this and try and let everyone know that there are people out there who are not trying to squeak a quick sale, trying to get a quick buck off you, who work bloody hard for their money, and it's honest as well. Any final words? I mean, obviously we'll catch up again in a few weeks' time, and I'm sure people have got a lot of questions, but any final words?
Well, if we're going to catch up in a few weeks...
There's a lot that we can talk about.
Besides saying happy holidays, the obvious, I would say that we got a call last week, I got a call last week from Australian Financial Review, and with the government change in Victoria going to Labor, there's a lot of predictions Labor is going to take over the federal election too, which is going to be around May. That gap between now and May, if you're going to invest in property and you want to negative gear it, you want to be doing it now. And I would think that most investors probably know that, but what isn't known is that there's very few investors out in the market right now.
They've decreased rapidly.
Yeah. And so,
I see it all the time.
So if you're a first home buyer and you don't want the competition of the investors, you want to get your skates on, because they will be coming. Because
get your skates on.
Get your skates on, because you're going to have about that long until my prediction to be the end of Jan, and then the investors will be coming back.
That's right.
So it's for both. It's a message for both.
Might also see a massive change in rates and how lenders calculate repayments, but that's another question, another topic for another day. This video has been very, very informative, and I think we had initially said let's keep it to 5 minutes. I think we've gone over that. So Julie's timer has actually just gone off as well. I think you need to move your car as well. So
yeah, I need to move my car.
well, this is John Ng from Money Jar Concept, and Julie DeVon Parker from
Buyers Home Base.
Buyers Home Base, and catch up again. Thank you for watching, and I'll leave everything we talked about in comments later. And if you've got any questions as well, feel free to shoot me a message, and or just leave it on the comments, and I'm sure we can respond to it.
Thank you, John.
Have a nice day. Thanks, Julie.